Autonomy is really important to BP. We have digital at the heart of our strategy, but digital capability only really comes to life when you can see it in a physical manifestation. So BP is partnering with Oxbotica so that we can do a trial of their universal autonomy software and a live environment at BP's Lingen refinery, which is in Germany. Oxbotica's team are absolutely recognised as leading lights in autonomous driving technology. This is the first fully autonomous driving test to be carried out in BP and the first refinery environment trial for Oxbotica.
A refinery, this is an environment where autonomous vehicles really haven't been used, if at all. It's a fast-paced environment, it's dynamic, full of narrow paths and jungles of pipes and steel. And we're really going to find out quickly how well an autonomous vehicle can deal with all of that we throw at it.
Oxbotica's software is very unique in that we are able to operate without any external equipment. So we're not going to use any GPS, we're not going to use any external HD maps, and we only rely on what is within the vehicle. The second thing that's actually unique about our software is that it's completely sensor agnostic. Although on our vehicle we've got stereo cameras, mono cameras, LiDAR and radar, we're not tied to those sensors and we can actually integrate any new sensors onto any platform.
The Oxbotica software stack is uncommon in that it can be used on small roving robots, road vehicles and all the way into industrial equipment. So we can see the possibilities here for this to be absolutely central to how we employ robotics into our environment.
We are a venture-backed company, so the investment is part of our plans to continue to build best-in-class solutions and deploy autonomy across all BP's operations over time.
From this trial, we are hoping to understand whether these autonomous vehicles can operate already safe and reliable in our refining environment. And of course, it's important for us to understand whether we can take advantage of this technology already very soon.
We've been tasked with a number of challenges to fit the refinery's requirements. Challenges include operating on different road surfaces and in different areas of the refinery. We've been able to operate through the daytime and through the nighttime seamlessly. We don't have to restrict ourselves when it comes to weather conditions, so we're able to operate in fog, in rain, in sunshine. We've also been tasked with operating around machinery that is within the plant, whether that's refinery equipment that's moving around, whether that's people on bicycles. So we are able to track obstacles in our path, to follow these obstacles and respond to their change in speed. We're able to give way at junctions, especially here where we've got a train track that runs through the refinery.
We really are only limited by our imagination when it comes to autonomous vehicles. We could easily see a future where self-driving vehicles could be our on-site delivery service for parts and tools from the workshops, or taking lab samples from the process units over to the lab. And if you take a step further, you could even imagine that these autonomous vehicles could be a mobile launching platform for other autonomous vehicles like quadrupeds or drones.
Well, we are confident that these autonomous vehicles will also help us increasing safety in our refinery. For example, applying this technology for constant monitoring of anomalous conditions as well as inspections will help us identifying issues before they become a safety problem. Our people are very excited about this new technology and are keen to integrate it into their working environment. Overall, for us, this will help increasing efficiency and support future competitiveness of our refinery.
I think the visions are quite aligned where BP wants to accelerate their digital transformation. They value innovation, agility, and our platform is going to be a mega enabler when it comes to that.
Autonomous technology has unlocked use cases which can be foundational to things like enhancing our safety protocols, improving cost effectiveness of our operations, and present new business opportunities. In addition, when you combine this with electric vehicles and artificial intelligence, autonomy can actually help us reduce vehicle emissions at our sites, further supporting BP's net zero ambition.
The core purpose of BP is all about sustainability and in particular reaching net zero carbon by 2050. This requires a rewiring of the planet's energy systems for everyone, which is a mammoth task.
The combination of real-time data from our operations, along with machine learning models and artificial intelligence, will provide key insights into our operations to help us become a safer and more efficient business. This will be a key enabler in our transition from an international oil company to an integrated energy company.
Our mission is to provide heat, light and mobility to customers all over the world. So we've been working on this for a long time, but until we started working on Connected BP 2.0 with Microsoft on their digital twin technology, we still hadn't landed on what the best technology was and the best combination of how we should do this going forward. Plus the working relationships and the culture between the two teams has really made this a big success. We wanted the first use case to be fully aligned with our joint sustainability goal. The asset selected for this first use case was the Claridge oil and gas facility west of Shetland in the Atlantic margin. The digital twin of the Claridge facility was built to calculate real-time carbon intensity and energy efficiency of the facility's processes.
We've managed to look at the spinning reserve to see how we could reduce the spinning reserve, reduce carbon emissions from power generation. If this was rolled out across BP asset, we have the opportunity to reduce emissions by around 500,000 tonnes of CO2 equivalent per year. And by using this digital twin to look at both past data but also predict future data, it's invaluable.
The ultimate intent of this use case is to create carbon-aware operations for BP's production facilities globally. Azure provides scalability, security, and the IoT hub had over 250 billion data signals a month coming in from BP.
And it's just not possible for a single person to review all that data. The other bit, the bit that gets me really excited is how deep we can go into the digital twin. And I think we've really just scratched the surface.
The technology that Microsoft have and we're working with, there's no limits to it. Frankly, the limit is in our own mindset and actually what we can think of as human beings. Just feels so energizing to know that we're working on something that means so much to us, to the rest of the world, and certainly to the company.
India is a very large country. We are 1.3 billion population. As the country is rapidly urbanizing, pollution levels are becoming extremely high. Unfortunately, Delhi ranks as #1, the world's most polluted capital city, which has started to cause problem for the population of 46 million. We want to change that for the city of Delhi. To do that, we need to bring in a lot of electric mobility.
The Indian market has very low private car ownership. Virtually all ride-hailing in India today is in a combustion engine vehicle. The future, we believe, is electric ride-hailing. BlueSmart is a fully electric ride-hailing company in India.
BlueSmart is a growing startup, and I think citizens of Delhi NCR really wanted a service which was reliable.
They are highly energized, milestone-driven. They have a big, bold ambition to decarbonize mobility in India. What better company for BP to partner with and invest in than BlueSmart? This business opportunity is very much at the forefront of what we're building, which is a large global electrification business focused on the biggest markets in the world. India is one of those markets.
BlueSmart is built on 3 very fundamental tenets. First, that we will always be all electric. The second tenet is to separate the asset ownership from the driver partners. Our belief is that the fact that they don't have to own assets, they get to earn a living. They can come to work at any given time that they would want, come and pick up a car from our charging station and run those cars at their convenience. The third tenet is customer centricity. In India, customers have not been at the forefront with various ride-hailing models. Our customers really love the fact that we do not deny any trip. If you book a Blue Smart, you get a Blue Smart. We never surge our prices. We have more than 200,000 customers who have downloaded our app and are using that. When we saw the 5-star rating of our app on the App Store, I think it was an absolute delight to see that a mobility business could have such a high customer satisfaction rating.
Scaling up a business, a new business, is never easy. Customer feedback is strong. We're confident that they can scale up.
Our driver partners are the heart and soul of our business. They are the ones who are actually making Blue Smart move.
15 साल से ड्राइविंग कर रहा हूँ और इस लाइन में 15 साल हो चुके हैं टूर एंड ट्रेवल्स में ही 15 साल से मैक्सिमम। थोड़ा सा गाड़ी वगैरह चलाते हैं, बाहर रहते हैं, टूर पे जाते हैं, बस ये अच्छा लगता है।
Charging was the toughest problem that we had to solve at Blue Smart. Each Super EV hub can charge about 100 cars at parallel. We plan to have a Super EV hub in every 5-kilometer radius. That would mean we would have to build hundreds of these Super EV hubs.
गुड़गांव में ही हमारी कंपनी के 4 हब हैं और अगर हमें ये लगता है कि हमारी गाड़ी में एसओसी नहीं है, बैटरी नहीं है, तो हम इधर उधर जितने भी 4 हब हैं हमारे सबका सर्च करेंगे। जो हमें नियर बाई लगता है ब्लू स्मार्ट, हम उसी में जाके चार्ज कर लेते हैं।
In the current round of funding, Blue Smart has raised an equity capital of about $25 million, in which BP Ventures is the lead. We have also signed a strategic collaboration agreement with GeoBP to set up thousands of electric vehicle charging stations across the country.
20% of the mobility market is in Delhi NCR. The investment that BP is making will allow them to take that business model, deepen it in Delhi, but also into 5 new cities in the next 2 years.
We are super elated to be partnering with BP Ventures. I think it's been a dream come true. We really appreciate the pace at which they worked and with the honesty and dedication with which they put in efforts to close this transaction.
I just love the Blue Smart business model. It encapsulates the future of mobility.
Sandy, our new advisor, has an impressive mind. Nobody's more informed about their subsurface. We've been giving her our information from geology, geophysics, reservoir engineering, our historical project data, all in different formats. Sandy not only remembers it all, but she joins the dots. Linking information from different sources, intuitively grouping it together, always finding new connections or workflows, building a knowledge graph. Sandy never took a geoscience degree, but we can ask her questions like this, or this, and Sandy comes up with the goods. She's the product of our close collaboration with Belmont Technologies, helping us solve some simulations about 10,000 times faster. What's Sandy's secret? Physics-based artificial intelligence. That's BP Digital Energy.
At BP, we've built digital twins of all our production systems. From Atlantis in the Gulf of Mexico, to Clare in the North Sea, and Tangguh in Indonesia. We call the digital twin Apex. But what is it? We'll show you. A production system would take a while, so let's make one of this person. We'll start by building the structure, all the blueprint data. Our systems are more complex than just the hard surfaces though, so we need to add in the dynamics, the flow regimes, the pressures and temperatures. We populate Apex with all the historical data. Sensors send real-time data to the digital twin. just like the sensors you can wear. These sensors bring the digital proxy to life until we have a fully functioning copy of the physical asset, a digital twin. Give it a wave. Wiggle your fingers. Dance the rumba. Dance the rumba. Dance the rumba. Okay, never mind. Now that we've built the digital twin, we can use it to help monitor, simulate, and optimize production. Just like mastering the perfect swing. Please hit the ball. Have another try. Great, good hit. Now, how can we make it better? Let's see the hit again. We use our digital twin to run simulations. So just like learning the perfect baseball swing, we can learn how to improve on our objective, testing all the different variables until we find the optimal solution. We're using Apex to make our entire production system more efficient, from well through facilities to export, simulating how to produce more oil with less water or with less gas. We can also use it to test how to deal with curveballs, like if we need to cut production from a well, or if we need to bypass some pipework, like a faulty elbow. Virtually verifying before refining the real. That's BP Digital Energy.
We're all a bit Goldilocks. We want to feel comfortable. Not too hot, not too cold. Just right. Whether we're buying new shoes or breakfast, commercial buildings try their best to keep us feeling that way, heating us up and cooling us down day in, day out, using energy to constantly try and satisfy our demands. But while we walk around malls, airports, or even our workplaces, we tend not to think about their carbon footprints. Grid Edge are revolutionising the way commercial buildings can manage their energy. They can gather data from all kinds of things within the building, like each lift button press, or each sliding door, to figure out how we move around a space, and use deep machine learning to find patterns in footfall, heat flow, or even our EV charging habits to predict where and when power will be needed for each day, so operators can plan ahead and start making some choices of their own. Like cooling the most discerning shoe shoppers down while solar's peaking, heating up a floor 2 hours before it gets busy when renewable energy is high and tariffs are low, or saving on empty spaces. BP are working with Grid Edge. It's another way we're investing in game-changing technology for a lower carbon future, helping buildings lower their carbon footprint and energy consumption by up to 30%, while keeping all of us feeling just right. Well, almost all of us. BP Ventures, growing and connecting new businesses.